There's more fallout from Tom Cruise's rant on the set of the latest Mission Impossible film. According to The Sun, 5 staff members quit after Tom went into a second rant on set Tuesday. Tom was apparently upset that news of the first blow-up went public. Earlier this week, he was caught on tape yelling at his crew after they were seen breaking COVID-19 protocols. Meantime, George Clooney said Tom didn't overreact because of the seriousness of the virus, but during an interview with Howard Stern, George said he would have handled the situation differently. Listen.
I wouldn't have done it that big. I wouldn't have, pulled people out. You're in a position of power, and it's tricky, right? You do have a responsibility for everybody else, and he's absolutely right about that. And if the production goes down, a lot of people lose their jobs, and it's people have to understand that and they have to be responsible. It's just not my style to take everybody to task that way.
Jeff, you had a very strong take about Tom Cruise and taking his side. Do you still feel that way?
I do. I stand by mine. And listen, George Clooney mentioned at the end there it's not his style, right? And it's not everybody's cup of tea, right? Oh, I heard a great quote. I'm just off it today. I might be somebody's shot of whiskey, but I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I just read that quote somewhere. That's a good one.
That.
What are you making a face for?
I'm thinking about it. Jeez, it takes me a moment sometimes. I'm tired.
What are you thinking about? An actor from the 70s? Anyways, let me finish because this is a good point. It's not his cup of tea, right? So if I'm responsible, I'm going to stick to this for 100 people and their families as well as mine and my own family. I'm a very emotional person. I might come off brash sometimes and harsh, and I do raise my voice when I shouldn't. I know that's one of my faults, but I'm going to come out like that. But I'm wanting the best for my son, for my wife, for myself, for your family. I'm not trying to be that guy, even though I come across like that. I don't think Tom Cruise is trying to be that guy. He's worried more about his film, his passion, your families around set. I understand that. I respond to that, but not everybody does. I get that.
Erica, and you had the opposite take.
Right, and it wasn't even really opposite, to be clear. I think that it's important that people understand that emotion doesn't necessarily grant credibility, and style is the key word there. This is about interpersonal communications, and when I brought up, and I know people were apparently very conflicted between Jeff and I yesterday, one of the points was that I brought up a personal situation. Well, of course I brought up a personal situation because this was from my level of understanding, and from my understanding, being communicated to or with interpersonally in this manner, it caused me to shut down. It caused me to not be effective at my job. And it also caused me to leave shortly after and take my talents elsewhere. And that was something that, no one really won from that situation. So when I'm saying that, people are people and they're going to react differently to certain things. So if you're a person who shuts down and going to go elsewhere, I understand this is a very extremely different circumstance. That's why I said duality. That means there's two sides of the coin. Flexible, which means that there could be an ebb and flow of thought here, people, to this conversation. But I'm glad that George Clooney spoke out and gave another perspective, because I think those are two people that have a very level playing field and people can understand both sides.
Love it. Good conversation.
2020 has been a challenging year, to say the least.
That's why we want to thank you for spending your time with us.
For sending us your comments and opinions.
Especially when you don't agree with us.
That's what this show is about.
And it's because of you we're all a family, and we cherish it.
From all of us here at DBL,
we want to wish you a happy holiday
and a healthy new year.